Hello and welcome to Bookworms. It's the show where we watch a movie based on a book and then talk about that movie and compare it to the book. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Joe.
And oh boy, what an episode we have for you today. It's a bonus episode, so you know it's going to be bonus good.
I got nothing.
Yeah, Joe is bringing the heat.
Yeah, it is past my bedtime, Alex.
Yeah, it is currently 9:06. Joe should have been sleeping 4 minutes ago.
6 minutes ago, really.
Yeah.
As soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Yep. He's got that daddy energy.
Yeah, the kids go down, and I got about a half hour, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. Enough time for like one sitcom episode, and then you're out.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah.
As long as the commercial breaks aren't too long. Otherwise, I'm snoozing.
Yeah, I remember like Dad used to do that. Just
He still does.
Yeah, put on a movie, and he's just out in the first like 10 minutes of it.
Watching the Olympics with him this week. Yeah, we get to prime time, and first commercial break, he's snoring.
I catch myself doing that from time to time too. I'll be like watching football or something, and I'm just out all of a sudden.
I was doing that with baseball before we got rid of our cable.
Yeah, well, baseball's like the perfect game to fall asleep to. Like it's like usually by like the seventh inning, there's not a whole lot of drama unless it's like one of those like really tight games between good teams. But most
or just the Red Sox blowing a huge lead.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well, they always do that in the fifth. Like whenever it's like
they do it in the ninth a lot too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's like whenever it's time, like second time through the order, or the closer just decides to crap his pants. But, yeah.
Anyways, we're talking about a movie, not sports ball.
We're basing it around Boston now because this movie is set in Boston.
Though the scenes are clearly not from Boston.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking up a little bit about the movie, and it did say at least principal photography took place in Boston.
That's what they claim for everything.
That's true. Yeah.
So most movies, they do not film in Massachusetts because it is crazy expensive. Like they tax the shit out of that stuff.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Yeah, they remember Boondock Saints?
Yeah.
Filmed in Canada.
Yeah, a lot of places do that. Like the Supernatural, like they're touring all around the U.S. and it's filmed in Toronto or some shit. It's like, yeah, but yeah, no.
I bet you if we went to Toronto, Alex, we watched enough TV, we could probably figure out where we are just from the shows we watched.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you have it's cheaper to film in a foreign country than it is in Boston.
Yeah, well, Boston kind of is a foreign country.
That's very true, and I think like judging on this movie and other movies I've seen set in Boston, not starring Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, of course.
Or Marky Mark.
Oh, yeah, or Marky Mark. Like, people hate Boston. Like,
yeah, they do.
Hollywood hates Boston with a fiery passion.
And this is even before the Patriots basically got good. They still hated Boston with a fiery passion.
Yeah, it's like New York, like they love New York.
Chicago,
LA. Yeah, like it's got this beauty to it. But then you go, like every movie set in Boston, like is just like dirty and grungy, and all the people are just massive assholes. So it's accurate, but also it's like it can tell you hate these people. It's like you're portraying someone you don't like. That is the character you're playing.
Yeah. So if you haven't figured it out, we are basing it off of our last episode.
Yep, you are getting a two-for-one special on one book.
On Mystic River.
Mystic River by Dennis Lehane, who did not write the screenplay for this. I was surprised because there's a lot of dialogue from the book in the movie, and it's very tightly written like Lehane writes his stuff. So it's interesting. But yeah.
Directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yes, a up-and-coming director. I've heard his name recently. Apparently he's made a few movies.
Yeah, I think he's about dead now, isn't he? He's ancient.
Yeah, he's in his mid-90s at this point, yeah. So Clint Eastwood, obviously legendary actor.
Legendary director.
Legendary director, especially, like, yeah, right around the late 90s to, like, present. He had like, a run from, like, yeah, late 90s to, like, 2010 of, like, excellent movies.
Yeah, he did. And then he kind of went into semi-retirement, I think, because of old age.
Yeah. He has...
I never realized how old those spaghetti westerns he was in until I bought a few and realized they're like early 50s.
Yeah, 50s, 60s. Yeah,
That was most of them are like early 50s. It's like, damn. I'm thinking 60s, 70s, and it's like, nope, we're a decade off.
Yeah, like his Man with No Name. Like
Yeah.
it's, those three movies. Yeah, they're some of his movies like they're more recent than I thought they were. Like Outlaw Josie Wales was from the 80s. I thought
Really?
I thought that
Okay.
was a 60s movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I mean, he was doing
The
a lot
Good,
more.
the Bad, and the Ugly. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the he's by the time we got to like the 80s, he's playing Dirty Harry, and he switched from cowboy to cop, and then yeah, he got
And cop to director.
yeah, he's he definitely got more known for his directing later in his life. So yeah, Mystic River, one of his biggest movies. Not, I would say $1 Million Baby was his biggest movie, but like that's the one that won Best Picture and all
Yeah.
that. Like all the awards.
Probably the biggest and most awards. I think, was it Gran Torino? Was
yeah,
pretty
Gran Torino.
huge.
Got snubbed at the Oscars, unfortunately. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I love Gran Torino.
There's a couple others that he did that were just. He had that boxing one with the girl boxer.
Yeah, $1 Million Baby.
Is that $1 Million Baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did Invictus, that soccer movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So I say, definitely, probably one of the most famous Hollywood names in, basically history.
Yeah, he's so big, he got name dropped in Back to the Future 3.
Hey, that's a huge movie.
I know, right? It's that callback to Michael J. Fox there.
Yeah. Anyways, Mystic River. So why
Yes.
why did we watch the movie? I think you Alex actually took notes on the movie. I did not because figuring we're going to record right after, even though it is past my bedtime. But Alex, tell us your one note that
yes.
that was 2 words long.
Oh, yes. So I took a lot of notes, not just one note, but one of my notes was literally just Sean Penn.
Yeah, so that is why we watched this movie, because Sean Penn.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, if Sean Penn wasn't in this movie, I probably wouldn't be interested. But
Because Sean Penn is a very interesting human being.
yeah, and so this was like came out in like Sean Penn's heyday of acting, like from like yeah,
Is
he
it
came
before
up
or after he wrote his infamous book?
it's well before he wrote his infamous book. So yes, Sean Penn is best known as the author of Bob Honey, Who Just Do Stuff.
And if you've listened to the podcast that Alex and I so much love and constantly refer to on this podcast of 372 pages you'll never get back, that is, I think, still, at least as far as I've made it, I'm about halfway through their backlog, their number one most hated book they've ever read.
Yeah, there is.
And we're at 20 books now.
Yeah, there is one that they said was worse than Bob Honey, Who Just Do Stuff. It was the one that was written by George Lucas. The Willow sequel.
That one wasn't. It was worse only because it was so long.
Yeah, but Mike Nelson said that was the worst book they ever did on the podcast. But yeah, Bob Honey is notorious for being one of the worst books ever written. I read it just out of it's like
I read it too.
Yeah. It's like, it's one thing to like drive by a car crash and slow down and like look at it. It's another to spend money on a car crash to read it. It's basically what I did with Bob Honey, Who Just Do Stuff. That is absolute nonsense that he wrote, and as like an artistic statement.
I refer to it as the poor man's Finnegan's Wake.
Yeah, it's like about a serial killer who like bonks people, or however it's described as killing them. And it ends, like the book ends with like him writing a note directly to the president, like threatening to murder him, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
It really you legit get the feeling he was really trying to be, like write a Finnegan's Wake type story where it's just this really artistically done thing, and he missed the mark so bad it was hilarious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's got a reputation these days as a bit of a clown,
A bit of a crazy guy.
Yeah, he's a douchey method actor. He's crazy. He's really outspoken in his political and charitable activism. Like, yeah, he's like he's a big guy. Like, he's still like a big name celebrity, but he's better known as being Sean Penn than he is like his roles these days. But back in the 2000s, the early aughts, he won 2 Academy Awards in the span of like 6 years, and he was one of the biggest celebrities in the world.
Yeah, and then we also got Kevin Bacon, who is a whole meme onto himself in this movie. So
yeah,
and then
Kevin
we got
Bacon?
What?
Kevin Bacon. I
Yeah.
saw him in a movie I did not realize he was in. He was in the original Friday the 13th.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I missed that. It always used to surprise me every time we would watch, what was that? His first movie there. There was one of those teen comedies from like the 70s.
Was Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shoot, what is it? This is gonna bug me now. He's a bit character. It's the one in the college, with John Belushi.
That's right.
Animal
yeah,
House.
He's in
Animal House. Yeah. That was his very first movie. Did
Oh,
you know
really?
that? Yeah. And it used to always surprise me. Hey, that's Kevin Bacon. What's he doing in this? He played one of the frat boys.
It's like when you see Seth Rogen in Donnie Darko. It's like it's like a background character.
Yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, and then what was it? Tim Robbins.
Yeah, Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Best known for Howard the Duck.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Is it Howard the Duck bigger? I'm mixing the two up here.
Yeah, I don't know at this point really. Like, yeah.
But so star-studded cast. We also got Morpheus
Yep, Lawrence Fishburne.
playing the racist sergeant cop.
Yeah, I did not realize in the book when we read the book that Whitey's last name was Powers.
Yeah, so
And they just say it with
when
straight-faced
Morpheus
in
is
the movie.
introducing himself as Whitey Powers, and Alex is breaking out laughing.
Yeah, like how did they do that so straight-faced? I don't know, man. They definitely kind of nerfed Whitey as a character in the movie.
I was so hoping he would start saying racist things.
Yeah, because he's so like caustic in the book, and it's just like he just plays it like straight. Like Lawrence Fishburne does a good job with like just like straight up like cop talk, but it's
he did a good job acting. I did find it strange. Again, I think this is Hollywood not really giving a shit, but Boston in the 90s. There weren't a lot of black cops, I don't think. And even in the state troopers, it was one of those things where it was a very Irish and Italian thing to do, and they didn't let a lot of other people in.
Yeah, we talked about that when we were doing the book. Like, Boston's known for being a racist town, so it's I mean,
I remember in the aughts there was a big push to bring people of color, blacks, Hispanics, and Asians into the force just because it was becoming a problem, or at least a perceived problem. But this was taking place before all that push, so it's just like it was one of those things. Knowing the area, it's like that's just Hollywood not understanding the situation. I don't think.
Yeah, I think my first comment to you when we were watching this was like all the scenes. There's no traffic.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? A fantasy? No traffic in Boston?
Yeah. Though I was thinking there are neighborhoods, because again the opening scenes is the kids and they're playing hockey on the streets. That was actually common back in the 70s.
Yeah, like every Gen Xer has that story of, like, oh, the car's coming, we got to move all our shit out of the street so it can go by.
Yeah, and this is Mystic River was a suburb of Boston, not Boston proper. So it was kind of one of the slums. So in the 70s, cars weren't as plentiful as they are now in all the suburbs of Boston, even the poorer areas. So granted, once we got into modern day and the streets were still empty, okay, that's definitely fantasy land because there's really no downtime in Boston except at 3 a.m. for traffic.
Yeah, like maybe like Sunday morning too, when everyone's hungover from the bars.
Good job, Alex. That was the other thing we were commenting on, the fake Boston accents.
Oh my god, yeah. So like I got curious, like how many of these actors and actresses, because like Marcia Gay Harden's in it, and I forget who plays Jimmy's wife, but like none of them are from Boston.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, and it shows. Like, I don't know what it is about like Hollywood actors, but they can't do a regular Boston accent. Like you listen to Matt Damon talk, like he doesn't talk like he doesn't talk like this bud, where he's just like talking about like a motherfucking cigarettes on the fucking sidewalks here, and like he doesn't talk like that. He talks, like you and I do. Like
Yeah. No,
but,
normal.
Like, yeah, yeah. It's like everyone's got these cartoonish Boston accents.
So I my day job, we have a big conference for the whole department, and there was these two guys that were new hires, and they were from Southie, and it was cartoonish. Their accents is like, we're being a couple other guys that work with me. We're like, oh, these guys are like, yeah, these two are clowns. What the hell are they doing here? They're fresh, out of Southie. Who let them out?
Yeah, and some people talk like that heavily, but it's not everybody. So you just calm down, Hollywood.
It's a lot more nuanced. So I remember in Alaska, I had a friend who was I think that she was her master's or PhD. I think it was her master's at the time. For linguistics, and everyone will always make fun of me because I go to Alaska and everyone's like, "Where's your Boston accent?" And I'm like, "I'm not from Boston," but they'd all expect it, so I'd start kind of playing up the accent. And I come back here, everyone's like, "Why are you talking like an idiot from Southie?" I come back from Alaska with a thicker accent than. But this linguist, she'd actually test me on phrases to see if I was faking the accent or not. And she's like, "Yeah, no, you nailed it." But it's a lot more nuanced. So I like the famous line of, "I parked my car in Harvard Yard." That just sounds weird.
Yeah.
But a Bostonian keeps some of the R's in.
Yeah, it's not just, you don't drop every single one.
Yeah, it says, "I parked my car in Harvard Yard."
Yeah. Yeah, I play wicked hard when I'm in the park.
Yeah, but people don't realize that, and they just go that, lose that R and everything. And then they don't realize that we add R's in other words, like "sar."
Sar. Or listening to someone from Boston pronounce the word lure. It's hilarious. Do you have any lures?
You have any good ideas?
Yeah, idea. Yeah. But that's to say, you and I were not consulted on this movie.
Yeah.
I think honestly, Sean Penn's the only one who nailed got close to the accent. I wouldn't say nailed it, but he got close, and that's why he won the Academy Award for this movie.
But he would also drop out of the accent every once in a while, and
yeah. Gosh, his facial features in this movie were hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, he did a really good job, and I can see why he won the Oscar, but it's like, at the same time, it's
Sean Penn.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah. If he hadn't become like Sean Penn, it's sort of like you watch a Nicolas Cage movie and it's like, oh, Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage because he's screaming and like being like completely out there even when it's not like required of him, and Sean Penn does that too. Like, he's gonna, I wouldn't say he's gonna ham it up, but he'll at least chew a little scenery, and it's gonna like be, again, douchey method actor like style, and like that works. I feel like a Daniel Day-Lewis, and you're fucking living on set like in period clothing to get into a role. But yeah, it's like Sean Penn just sort of like, I don't know, he's good, but he's not
that good.
Yeah. But yeah, he won, like I said, he won the Academy Award for this. The movie itself got nominated for Best Picture, but it lost to Return of the King. Like a lot of other movies did that year, because Return of the King won 11 Oscars. Why did we not do Return of the King?
Yeah, that probably would have been a better movie to watch through, Alex. I mean, getting into the movie itself, it's always tough reading a book and then watching the movie, or vice versa, because they never line up just right, and how you see the book in your head is always different from the movie. And like I mentioned, like the Savage Brothers in the book, I kept going on how short they were, and they're the same size as Sean Penn. Yeah, the same height, and it was never really brought. So I was like, and granted, back then they didn't really do the forced perspective as often to change the heights of the actors, because that was kind of a Lord of the Rings thing to bring back, and Elf that really brought that back, because that used to be a thing, and then I guess it got forgotten, or they stopped using it.
Yeah, forced perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Peter Jackson, like he's like the crown MVP of that adopting that style. But yeah, it's been used in other movies as well.
Yeah, but I said, but that was they were just sort of bringing it back around then. So
yeah.
So they clearly didn't use this. But it said in the book it kept going on how short these guys were, and
at least make them like 5'2" or something.
Yeah. And again, it's like I said, in the book, you're thinking, oh, these guys must be like 4 foot tall. And it's like, yeah, they're probably 5'2", but they're around a bunch of, they're making Jimmy sound like he's 6'2". So you're going to see that huge height difference even more so.
Yeah, I noticed they did do that with, during the coronation scene, Jimmy's daughter was like a head taller than all the other kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. So, make her stand out.
Yeah. Even though it just made her look like she was 2 or 3 years older than all the other kids.
Yeah. Late to the coronation game.
Yeah. But yeah, so there were a lot of small things that were cut out, like Roman, the on again, off again ex-boyfriend, never even mentioned. And they jump right to Brendan being the secret boyfriend almost immediately.
Yeah, and they even they have a little bit more with like Katie interacting with him and all that.
And they really tightened down like the opening scenes of the three boys, so it's just basically one scene. So you're not getting to really getting their personalities like you did in the book. And then when the child abusers show up, they're two old guys instead of an older guy and a younger guy, and the kids aren't fighting in the street; they're just goofing off.
Yeah, there's a wet piece of cement and they're cutting their names into it, which is a great imagery because they interrupt Dave writing his name and when they kidnap him, and so it says Sean, Jimmy, and then D.A. at the very end.
Yeah,
and so it's one thing that kind of like surprised me is because it shows him getting kidnapped and then running away, and then it immediately cuts ahead 25 years, and Tim Robbins is still living in the area where he was abducted, and he's looking at that piece of concrete with his kid, and it's obviously it's establishing who he is, who he's playing, but it's I don't know, it's kind of shocking. I don't know much about victims of abuse, but living in the same never leaving that area, it's must be really difficult for that to happen.
Yeah, but I think that's fairly common too. It's especially with that socioeconomic group where they just don't have the means to go wherever they want to go or
that's
need
true.
to go.
In the book, it's explained they're basically living right on the poverty line.
Yeah, and so they didn't really do a good job in the movie, but said in the book that is definitely a major theme that's brought up over and over again, is just the economic differences between the three men. And it's the three boys as they're growing up, is where Sean is lower middle class, but moving up in the world because he's able to go to college, able to get a good cop job. You got Jimmy, who's poverty level or working class level, we should say, or growing up working class level, and then growing up to be basically a mob boss or and semi-successful business owner, but staying in the community. And then you have Dave, who's just on the poverty line because he can't hold down a job and he's just messed up in the head. Yeah,
he's living with the boy, as he calls it, in his head. Dave died. Even Jimmy kind of states that Dave died in the basement when he got abducted, and something different came out, and that's kind of what Dave's been trying to live with, is this dissociated identity that he's struggled with for 25 years.
Yeah, so the movie does a good job touching on those chords, I think.
Yeah, and Tim Robbins, he also won the Oscar for this, for Best Supporting Actor, and he does a fantastic job portraying Dave.
Basically, the only one that did a shit job was Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, honestly, I was shocked at how bad he was in this movie.
Of course, I said to Alex, that's just how he is every movie, and Alex was he's not that bad. He's bad, but he's not that bad.
I've seen him be good in movies. He's great in Footloose. He's great in Tremors. I know that's a weird jump from Footloose to Tremors, but he's.
But Tremors was a D-level movie that just got a cult following.
Yeah, it's
and
hilarious.
Footloose, it was just a fluke thing of the 80s.
It's an 80s classic. What are you talking about, fluke thing?
Nobody thought that was going to be a major hit. Come on. You know, who says, oh, yeah, we're going to have a movie where it's illegal to dance?
Hell yeah. I wish. I hate dancing. Good song, though. That's what really...
The soundtrack is what made that movie.
Yeah, gotta cut loose, foot loose. Please don't sue. Okay, I can't sing anymore.
Okay, back to the movie.
Yeah, so we're not going to go over the entire plot. If you want to know the plot of the movie,
Listen to our episode.
Listen to the previous episode. Hopefully you watch the movie before you do this as well, so you can agree or disagree. I wanted to more talk, about the performances, cinematography, how well they adapted the book to the movie, that sort of thing. And we've touched on like the portrayal of Boston in general, how good the actors were. It's a
little off topic. Where did Ben Affleck come from? Boston? I always thought he was Jersey.
I'm pretty sure he's Boston. I think him and Damon are both Boston.
Yeah, I think I always put him with Jersey because of all his big association with Kevin Smith.
That's true, yeah.
So, I always just assume he's a Jersey actor that just kind of adopted Boston, unlike Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg, who actually grew up in that area.
Yeah, I think the Kevin Smith is just more like he was in that level of stardom when Kevin Smith was hitting it big.
Okay.
He was in the indie level. Because that was before...
I hadn't quite done Armageddon yet.
Yeah, that was before Good Will Hunting came out and blew up his star. So it's like, you get the idea.
Yeah. Was Dogma before Goodwill?
Oh gosh, it was right around the same time.
Yeah.
I think it was like 98, 99, both those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember Kevin Smith was talking about it. It was like he was giving notes to Kevin Smith about Dogma, what to do, and Kevin Smith told him he's like go write your own movie, and then he did, and then he won an Academy Award for it.
It's like, I should have got that credit for that because I was the one that told him. Yeah, it is amazing though how poorly Boston is viewed by the rest of the country.
Yeah, it's even a lot of TV shows make fun of it, and there's a few movies set in Boston that are all right. Ted is set in Boston.
Yeah, Ted is a classic.
Ted obviously loves Boston.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. They made a TV show out of it now too.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, I watched an episode. I'm like, I don't know. I might continue. But
But again, that's a project done by a Bostonian, or that was kind of Matt Damon's love child, or no, Mark Wahlberg's love child.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's in it, and is Seth MacFarlane from Boston?
I don't know.
No. But yeah, I don't know, that's Ted. We'll do Ted one day. But, back to Mystic River. Very similar in tone. This movie is decidedly bleak. It is.
Well, the book is decidedly bleak.
Yeah, that's very true. And I like how they try and get some of the exposition out from the book into the movie with the characters going on rants and stuff. They got Kevin Bacon's wife, or Sean's wife. I'll use the character's name. Sean's wife calling and not saying anything, and he kind of goes on that rant, little mini rant, that long bit that I quoted about him saying I'm just putting another guy in jail just so another girl can get murdered. I gotta go get that guy, and the murdered stay dead and the robbed stay robbed. He's kind of gets into that, and he does a shit job with it because Kevin Bacon wasn't good in this movie, but it's
because Kevin Bacon was being Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he's a meme, people.
Yeah, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Oh, yeah. Alex is going to his notes.
Yeah. So, a couple things I noticed that I don't know if you noticed this too, but the scene jumps in this movie are really insane. They go from the bar scene and then just immediately to Dave getting home with blood all over himself, and
yeah, and I also comment we'd be getting a look of a neighborhood, and then we go back to the neighborhood and it'll look completely different too. So they weren't filming the same locations. Yeah,
they were definitely jumping all around, and it was unclear what season it was. they're all like, put on your coats, but it's clearly like late spring, early summer.
Oh, I thought it was like midsummer.
Yeah, but they're all wearing coats like it's fall.
Yeah. Clearly, they don't know Boston.
Yeah.
Because Boston in the summer, you're not wearing your leather jacket.
Yeah. But the one thing the movie does well though is it really does a good job building tension.
Yeah, it does do that.
So they really capture the tension of the book. Like there were 2 times I noted it when the communion scene versus the searching for the body scene. They're like bouncing back and forth, and that's like really cool because it's you see like Sean Penn's like we're making fun of his facial features, but he does a really good job showing how like nervous and like increasing feeling that something's wrong. Like, oh, my 19-year-old daughter did something irresponsible and blew off work. To like something is seriously wrong here, and like his like kind of demeanor shifting. You were talking about his hair looking like a wig.
Yes, yeah. He had this slick back hair, and then all of a sudden you would get later, and it looks like he's wearing like a really bad toupee.
Yeah, it's all like disheveled and like all the it's come out from its it's the pomade has left the building.
Yeah.
He's a hot mess. They do that too at the end after he kills Dave, just like sitting there after a bender on the street.
That was probably his worst acting though, is that his bender on the street.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, in the book, he strips naked after he kills Dave. He like takes off all his clothes, puts it in a bag, hides it in the river.
I did like how when they killed Dave, it just goes to white like they had in the book from Dave's perspective, and then they just ended it there. On the scene. I thought that was well done.
Yeah, and that was also one of the few scenes in the movie where they use music.
They had music through the whole friggin' thing. It was actually a couple of times I saw this music is inappropriate.
Well, it came and went, but like it was really noticeable when this is another tense scene that I noted was the bouncing between Sean and Whitey finding the real killers versus Jimmy killing Dave.
Jimmy and the Savage Brothers.
Yeah, and
so, instead of just having Val, they had 3 of the Savage Brothers there, all cheering them on like a bunch of goons.
Yeah, just like the tension in the scenes is like, I don't know, that's the best part because there's not a ton of action in this. So it's
the book is a slow burn, and so it's very hard to do a movie that way, especially where people expect big action scenes, and especially they're thinking, cop drama, murder mystery, and it's a character, not development, but a character. What's the word I'm thinking of? Where we're just
character driven,
where we're really looking deep into their minds. And again, in a movie, in the book, we're getting play by plays like when Jimmy's killing Dave, and Dave's thinking, if I just agree with Jimmy, he's gonna let me go, and then I can beg for forgiveness later, and and because we're not, we can't be in their heads in the movie, we're being forced to have, the actors are having to show that turmoil in their what's going on in their heads, like, and Tim Robbins does amazing, like, acting, like going from, hey, I killing a pedophile, man, I just killed, oh no, I killed your daughter, Jimmy, I'm really sorry, but you can see his facial features is playing across as he's working through it in his head.
Yeah, like the book explains his thought process that leads him to lying about killing Jimmy's daughter. But yeah, like that's I don't know, he totally stole that scene. Just the being able to you can watch his face change. Like, I can get out of this. I trust Jimmy, even though he's holding a knife to me. It's like I can get out of this, and like you can just watch his face like shift and change, and like he's this drunk guy puking on the sand, and he just wants to go home, and like it's just like this perfect, beautifully brutal scene, and it's wonderful.
I said, and I liked that they just ended it with everything goes white, like they did in the book, but in the book then they jump to Jimmy's perspective, and he's getting naked and throwing everything in the river and sinking the body, and we get none of that in the movie. I was like, that worked for this movie because it kept that tension of, okay, what's going to happen next when we get to the next scene and Sean's confronting Jimmy.
Yeah, the confrontation at the end was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because like in the book, there's like clearly hostility between the two, whereas there's almost like a sense of camaraderie at the end between them.
Yeah, it was poorly done.
Yeah, they have this like last bonding moment between like thinking about the car that took Dave, and they're both thinking like, yeah, this both changed our lives as well. I feel like we all got in that car somehow, and
Yeah, because because Sean's asking Jimmy, when's the last time you saw Dave alive? He's like, driving away in that car 25 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like the book does a really good job at showing how the car like haunts them throughout the rest of their adult lives. But this one, yeah, it's a little less like the book ends. Obviously, Sean and Jimmy are going to be mortal enemies for the rest of their lives. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse. Sean is always going to be trying to put away Jimmy. But this one's like they're almost like a mutual respect between the two.
Yeah, and even like the final scene with the parade, even though you can see that Sean is like, I'm gunning for you when he does the little handgun thing. And Jimmy's like, yeah, okay. And it's like, it didn't really ring as anything bad. And you got Celeste, Dave's wife, not even, talking, confronting Jimmy, just being the crazy lady on the edge of the crowd. And
yeah, they definitely underplayed that. Like
Yeah.
they just had her look at Sean and then walk away. Like they just like
I feel like that I can't think of the actress's name, but they underutilized her. I think she could have done a hell of a lot more.
yeah, Marcia Gay Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she does a great job in the movie. Like,
She does a great job.
Like is that like she's also like spiraling out at the same time that
As I
Dave is
said,
spiraling
she
out.
could have having that confrontation like she had in the book at the parade. She would have nailed that.
Yeah, just like simply begging Sean to get Jimmy somehow.
Yeah.
Or like even like have that like it's only like described in the book, the scene in the funeral where she like attacks Jimmy during the wake, and but like that would have been great on the screen watching her do that.
Yeah.
It would have been brutal and really hard to watch.
Yeah, and I think they underutilized her, and she was a top notch.
Yeah. Because like yeah, watching her go from like I'm gonna stand by my husband and defend him and believe him when he comes home covered in blood. I'm gonna help him.
Even though I
hide
know
that.
he's lying, I'm gonna go with it, and then just that slow spiral down to crazy town where she doesn't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, and like Jimmy's wife is like mocking her almost.
Yeah.
Like saying like who does that? Who rats on their husband like that? Why did she come to you of all people?
Yeah.
And like and like she basically gets, like you said this in the book, like Jimmy's wife gets what Dave's wife always wanted, to be that person who can like support and build up her husband, and because like she able to bring Jimmy back from collapse, because we see Jimmy spiraled out and like I killed an innocent man, and then she's able to like,
And that was underdone again in the movie because they just didn't have enough time to build that. Because again, it's wrapping up, and it's like, oh, you got 30 seconds to build that tension or to build that arc to say, hey, he's starting to question himself, and she has to bring him back from that brink, and we just don't get a good. Sean Penn just isn't able to nail that part of it. He definitely did a much better job early movie. And by the end of the movie, felt like he was starting to phone it in a little bit.
Yeah, I thought, he does a really good job killing Dave.
Yeah.
Like that's obviously like that's one of the best parts. Like,
But again, I think like we said, Tim Robbins is the reason why that scene worked so beautifully.
Yeah. Like, and I think Sean Penn's best known for the like seeing like when they discover the daughter. Like that was like the scene that was in all the trailers. Like, is that my daughter in there? And he's surrounded by cops, and like the drone overhead is filming, and he's flipping his shit. And you called him an overactor at that point.
Yeah, that was a little over the top. That's classic Sean Penn, style acting, where he just, again, like you said, like Nicolas Cage yelling and screaming and just going over the top. Is like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, he does well though, because like the book describes him as making guttural animal noises, and that's what he starts doing, and then to the point where it's like voice is like stuck in his throat and he's just making grimaces and
Yeah.
like it's so I mean he's being true to the book, but yeah, it is a bit ridiculous at the same time. Like, obviously you're playing a father who just found out his daughter died, so like you want to go big for that, but at the same time it's like you're crossing over from believable into I can see that you're acting.
Yeah. I thought the guy that played Val Savage there was doing a good job with when he got, because he's right there with Jimmy and he's tackled and his acting for that was actually I thought pretty good, where they got all the cops like literally tackling him and pig piling on him.
Yeah, the short tough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the scene where they bring Dave to the bar too, like and they're just like almost like joking about like they're just dumping booze down his throat and joking about how they're not actually clean, and like it's like no, they were good characters. I like the way the Savage brothers were portrayed.
Yeah, I think we could have had a little bit more of them, or at least more of Val. I thought it was weird that we had to throw in more brothers. I know in the book they're constantly mentioned, but we only ever really meet Val.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird thing because they get rid of some characters, like there's no Roman, and but yeah, there's more Savage brothers almost. It's Jimmy needs his henchmen, I guess.
And again, which I get, but it's like you think you could have had the other two Savage brothers more in the background and only kind of occasionally appearing, and had more Val, give him a few more lines from the book, or just more presence, and you would have had I think the actor just nailed it. So I think again a little bit underutilized. I mean, you could have gone easily the other one. You had too much Val and lost the plot. But I just felt like I would have liked to have more Savage brother going savage and
yeah. But yeah, I think I would say that this movie. What would you say this? Let me try again. Would you say this movie is as good, better, or worse than the book?
I'd say I liked the book better. I think if I had watched the movie without having read the book, I would have liked the movie, but I would have been just mid. I enjoyed it, but nothing I'd ever really care to watch again. Nothing nothing special. It like Return of the Kings, obviously, that's a movie you can go back to and watch a dozen more times in the next year.
Yes.
And, it deserved all those awards because it was that good. Where this movie's it has its moments. But again, it is just it's good, but it's not great. It's no Shawshank Redemption. It's no Lord of the Rings. It's no, whatever, name that, just mega movie that. Where I think the book has a lot more staying power. I think that you go back to that book if you want to. It's a book that you could reread and still get a lot out of it, and still have that gut punch, and still really enjoy the read.
Yeah, I would say that the movie is very dated in its presentation, because it's been on my to watch list for a long, long time. Because I like Clint Eastwood, I like a lot of the actors in the movie, but it's you watch it and you're like, okay, this is from 2002. Like the way the camera moves, the settings, the lighting, it's very of that era. Like
it's not timeless.
Yeah, it's not a timeless classic. It's good, and I think you could watch it 50 years later and still enjoy it. But yeah, it's not something you're gonna.
It's not something you'll watch it 50 years later, but you're not going to watch it, annually every year. You're on a certain date every year, like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Hey, it's New Year. Yeah. Let's watch 12 hours of movie here.
Yes, I think there's a reason why Lord of the Rings won Best Picture and is insanely quotable and memeable, and everyone loves it. Versus this movie, where people who've seen it probably like it, but I don't think they're gonna be making memes out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't have that staying power.
Yeah. Not that making memes out of a movie is a sign that it's good.
No, you can have a lot of bad movies that get a lot of memes too.
Yeah, Morbius and all that. So, but it's a very good movie. It's solid. The book is way better. I think just the way Lehane writes is very powerful, and I think some of that was lost in translation with this movie. Like, it's definitely got that bleak tone to it that the book had, but it kind of leaves you without that sense of hope at the end. It's just like dark the whole way through, and it's kind of shitty that way. Because, like, I don't know, I enjoyed how they were able to come back from the low points that everyone was hitting, and that, like, Dave became this tragic hero, and that something might come out of his death that will set things right. Whereas the movie just feels like everyone kind of, like, Kevin Bacon had his growth, but Jimmy devolved back into being a villain, and Dave died, and nothing really good came out of it. His kid's life is ruined, his wife is in shambles, and it's all over for them. So,
which again, I guess you could say that's kind of reality too, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's more true to life, but from a storytelling perspective, it's like, oh, you kind of missed out on a potential motif or like a denouement.
Yeah, another thing we never really got from the movie was the whole arc of why Sean's wife left him. We know she left him, and then he had to apologize, but we don't really understand what it was all about. Like, it's just very broad, and it's just like, it feels a little hollow.
Yeah, because there's the like, I don't know, us watching it, so we read the book, like, we know that there was an affair, and that they didn't know who the baby was, like, who the baby's father was. And so, like, that was like Kevin Bacon's motivations, and, like, her motivation for leaving was that he wouldn't accept responsibility for
his spiraling out of basically, viewing all humanity as the cesspool that he was dealing with from work.
Yeah, him becoming a
miserable cop.
Yeah, a miserable person that kind of drove her away to begin with. So, but it's like you get that to some degree, but at the same time, it's like,
but you don't ever learn the motivation. So if you didn't read the book, you're thinking, who is this lady that I'm sorry, and it's like, for what?
Yeah, it's like, she left you, and you don't even know your daughter's name. Like,
yeah,
she sounds like an awful person. Why do you want her back so bad?
Yeah.
But it's but yeah, in the book, it's a lot more understandable why he wants her back. And
he another thing that was left out was this whole thing of giving the ghost tickets to that guy, because he was never in the movie. He's never coming off of probation.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's on the day before, he's on a case on a road rage on a bridge, and then it goes. But in the book, he's literally, that case is his reintroduction after his 6 months probation or whatever it was.
Yeah, he doesn't have any seemingly doesn't have any flaws, other than he's kind of jaded on his job. He's clear. It'd be that was one of the best scenes in the book, honestly. Like, when he's they sit down and they're having that positive moment connection with Jimmy and his wife, talking about how Sean got suspended.
Yeah. And Whitey Powers having the alcohol problem, where he's coming off of a probation from being drunk on the job.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah, that's completely gone.
Yeah, they just became homicide detectives.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot of development between them, like Sean's whole character arc from going from miserable guy to that's almost like was settled within a few sentences almost.
Yeah.
Because he's sad at one point and then he's fine at the next, and we don't actually see that change in him as they go along, because he's just solving another murder.
Yeah, and I get it. You got 2 hours, give or take, to create a whole story arc that Lehane had 350 pages to do in. And so he's able to do a lot more, and he's able to get into the heads of each character and all that stuff. But I feel like there are movies that have been able to pull that off, where you're in their heads and you really get that story arc. And this just, like you said, it jumps a lot, and you don't really get that level of depth that the story can really pull out.
Yeah, the only person that does that is Dave, honestly.
Yeah. And again, I think that's just the power of Tim Robbins there.
Yeah, a very underrated actor.
Yeah. Is he still around, or because I haven't noticed he doesn't really do a lot of acting anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a movie in a while. I know he's still around though.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't really need to act anymore. Mystic River. I mean, that was his career right there, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The guy's he could just talk about Shawshank the rest of his life and probably be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, those royalties probably keep him going pretty happily.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, that's I don't really have much more to say on the movie,
I feel like we're starting to repeat ourselves a bit.
We're getting back into Shawshank. Let's watch Shawshank. We'll read that. We'll read Shawshank and then watch Shawshank. That'll be I do recommend this movie to movie lovers. I think it is very well done. Clint Eastwood, he definitely gets the best out of his actors, and
except for Kevin Bacon.
But yeah, it's one of his better movies, and I think it's that's high praise considering I like a lot of Clint Eastwood movies.
Okay. So that is Mystic River Part 2.
Yes.
So remember, folks, our next book is Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. That is a Joe pick, so definitely want to read that one. It is my 2-in-1 book. Alex is struggling through the 650 pages that he has to get through because he does terrible with deadlines on short books.
Yeah, it's a good book, though. I think you guys will want to hear it. That's good.
Yeah, you'll want to read it even better. So,
yeah. Well, you'll want to hear us talk about it.
Yeah. Well, read it before.
Okay.
Anyways, we have social media sites. We have an Instagram at Kendall Bookworms. We have a Gmail account, kendallbookworms@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of us, go through either of those, and we'll definitely see it. If you want to comment, please, and like, and give us star ratings on Apple and Spotify, please do. We're on YouTube. If you want to listen to our audio there, no video, but do leave comments, as we will eventually read them and enjoy all the snarkiness that people don't agree, and clap ourselves on the backs on the comments that do agree with us.
Hell yeah.
I have a Medium and Substack. Those will be in the links below. If Alex, or if anyone, if we get enough reach for any of my Medium accounts, Alex is going to have to read that book, and we'll do a bonus episode this season. That's going to be 100 reads on an article. We have 3 books in contention, Alex, that are headed towards that 100 mark. So be ready. I think all 3 books you will enjoy that are going that. So there is that. Alex also has a Medium.
Yep, check it out. Got some articles on there. So I hope you like smut, because I talk about smut.
And Alex has the same mission as I do to force me to have to read one of his books.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's also 100 reads. So just ignore Alex's. But if you do need to read some smut reviews, that link will also be put into the descriptions. We have, what else? Alex has books for sale.
Yep, we got The Destroyer and Paul Plimpton versus Ragnarok.
So Alex, Destroyer Part 2. How's the editing going? We're coming up on your deadline.
We're ways away from the deadline. Don't you worry.
I know you, Alex. You need these constant reminders. Yeah. He's writing a note.
Step 1, start.
Let's see. What else do we got, Alex? Anything?
I think that's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Awesome.
As always.
Awesome.
All right.
So one thing I have to worry about through this whole thing, and I don't take notes on that to remind myself what to talk about.
Yeah, that's a little stab at the end of every episode. It's it's all up in this noodle right now.
Yeah, just stabbing randomly and often, and hoping I get every vital part that I needed.
Just like Jimmy stabbed Dave.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, on that note, tune in next time for Theft of Swords. That was Mystic River. Hope you liked it as much as we did, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, I'm Alex.
And I'm Joe.
And this has been Bookworms.
Out.